Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the value. When to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, he's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter. If you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making, now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't. We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should. My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit MrsDanielleDeVita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today. All right, welcome. We're live. So if this is your first time listening to my content, I am Danielle DeVita. If you are returning, thanks. So I appreciate you tuning in. And again, as long as there's dialogue, I will go longer on my lives, but I am going to try to shorten my lives to just get straight to the point of what I'll be speaking about. So if you do want to chime in, provide your input, or if you have questions, because I do Q&A style coaching during these lives. So you are able to get on Instagram Live. If you want to get on, let's see, StreamYard. If you're from YouTube and Facebook over here, you can do that as well. Just to let you know, for housekeeping rules, you are able to join. If you want to get on the Instagram, I'm sorry, not Instagram, but YouTube and Facebook, you can. I'll have it today where if you want to just talk and not be seen, you can do that. Typically, I like for you to be on camera, but if you like to just throw in some input today, you can definitely do that with just having your voice. You will be banned if you guys are getting on StreamYard and you're, showing body parts and things like that, because that's not what this channel is for. And I don't even know why. That's just so elementary. Like, if you're a guy and you're getting on here and you're doing all kind of stuff, what makes you think a woman wants you? Okay, because I am tired of people coming on to the StreamYard doing, you guys cannot see it, but I can see it before it comes on, but it makes you less desirable. A woman does not find that cute. We find that so 12-year-oldish. Same thing if women are doing the same thing, but I've been typically getting men to do that. So, or I should say boys, because men don't do stuff like that. All right, so StreamYard link is up. So I'll be brief today. If you want to know what the topic is, it's fool me once, shame on me. And then if it's, and you probably heard the term, and if it's, if you fool me twice, shame on you and me. So the reason why I say this topic is because the reason why I have this topic is because a lot of times they like to say, well, I've been fooled. I've been fooled by this girl. If you're a guy, and if you're the woman saying, he's fooled me so many times. I feel like, it doesn't matter which person it is. It could be a different guy, but I'm getting the same games, the same plays, and all of these things. It's like they're using the same playbook. Well, it's the character. It's the personality that you are attracted to. A lot of times people don't think they're attracted to a certain personality, but you can be. So you could be with a different woman or a different man, and it seems like it's a deja vu. This person, they have the same mannerisms, the same type of attitude, and you're going through the same type of situationships, I should say. And you don't know why. It's because you're attracting the same type of dusty, guys or basic females, and you don't know why. But it's because there's something that you yourself, you're lacking. A lot of people don't think that, but it's something you're lacking. Because I like to say, if you're someone with good character, you're going to attract other people with good character, because typically people with good character is not going to, not to say no one's going to try to come your way, but you're not going to entertain people. So like, for example, if someone, excuse me, guys, if someone comes and try to talk to you and they call you out your name, they talk to you any kind of way when they approach you, guy or woman, because women do it too as well. But if someone comes to you and approach you out of your name, and you consider yourself someone where if you approach me, you're going to do it with more sophistication, hello, how are you doing? Instead of calling someone anything but their name, or talking to them like they're a streetwalker or a piece of meat, then you're not going to entertain that person further. You're just not. So if you're a guy listening, I think women appreciate it when you speak to them like a human being instead of a piece of meat. Women, sometimes we look at it as that men do this, but sometimes women are looking at men like a piece of meat as well. They're ogling them and all of these things, and they're not treating them a certain way. It's now sometimes you get women that are more masculine, and they're chasing and they're pursuing, and they're very forward at times. And it's like, can you have a little class about yourself? So we're living in this society where people don't want to have class. People just want to, they say whatever's on the top of their dome, and whatever comes out, comes out. But we don't want to be like this. We want to entertain people who have some self-respect, some class. You don't want people to go to your office job. You don't want people around your family and friends that are just toxic, bad vibes, and they have no decorum. But sometimes we do that. We do that just so we can have a little fun in between the sheets. But have some self-respect. A lot of times people are talking about the streetwalker and the guy who treats his body, like a community pool. But we have to think, if a lot of people using the term dusties, and there's dusty females, dusty men, so it's not relegated to one gender. But when people say, all I do is get dusties, it's what you are attracting. Not to say that people are not going to come your way, but who actually stays in your life. You do realize you have control over who actually comes into your life. Not people. You can't always, you can't always control who comes toward you, but you can attract who you entertain. There's plenty of guys saying, okay, think about the song, these females ain't loyal, right? The other word, but they say these females ain't loyal. But think about that particular guy that's saying those things. Who are they attracting? Who were you trying to get? Were you trying to get the loyal girl? Was that girl, when you really saw her, did you really believe she was loyal? Don't tell me that, because if that's the case, then shame on you. Just like this slogan I have: fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you and me. Right? Because you knew what you were getting into when you attracted this person. You did know. You knew that this guy that you got with, that he wasn't doing anything. You knew that this woman wasn't about nothing. You knew she was trifling, but you didn't care because you was blinded by the, whatever it was that got your attention. So we can stop playing these games and thinking this person was loyal and trustworthy and they knew how to keep a monogamous relationship, whatever have you. We knew. You knew. She knew. He knew. Y'all knew. But a lot of times we like to fool ourselves. We like to fool ourselves. And sometimes it starts with you're in a relationship, or you're not necessarily in a relationship, but you're on a date and you ask that person what they're looking for, and they tell you they just gone with the flow. And you knew that they didn't want anything, but you decided anyway to get with them. You knew that they're asking you for money, for women asking to get their rent paid, their food, telephone. Like, all these independent women out here, and now all of a sudden she can't do nothing. What was she doing before you? If you are not, and I say the same thing I would say to women, because a lot of men like to spend money on women to show that they can be a provider. You can be a provider, but you do not have to give a woman husband benefits. And a lot of men are doing this. I'm an advocate of that. I'm an advocate of a husband giving husband benefits, not a boyfriend. You don't have to pay her rent. You don't have to do these things. And a lot of times, this is what the women wanted. They wanted to go after your money. But you decided, whether you are, this is not necessarily you being rich, but the fact that you had some money that she wanted, you allowed yourself to be taken advantage of just so you can get some. Is that not pathetic? Well, flip it. Women are now paying for men's clothes and their phone bills and paying for all their things, letting the man stay with them. Why? You said you wanted a provider. If he can't provide, then why is he still in a relationship with you? So many of you guys, I don't even know why I call it relationship, because so many of you all are not in relationships. You're in situationships. You guys, you're pretending, oh, this person, I thought they wanted me. I thought they wanted to be in a relationship with me, but you knew that all they wanted was this one thing. Whatever the thing is, it may not be, sleeping with you. It may be to take advantage of you as far as getting your money or getting resources out of you, something that they want. And you knew that, but you were fine with it for the time being until they did something you didn't like either stepping out the relationship, doing you wrong, whatever it is. That's why I say, if you get with someone who's equally yoked, they're the best version of themselves. You're the best version of yourselves. You guys both have standards, and your standards are congruent with each other. So a lot of people are with people because of preferences, not standards. Preference, the main preference you should have is that you're attracted to the person, because that's what you want. You want to be attracted to them. Afterwards, then you should make sure that your standards are matching, making sure that you're equally yoked. And I'll tell you what I mean by that, because that's a little bit different from standards. Standards are, this person has good character. They, you guys both fundamentally believe in the same thing in regards to family, and the same thing in regards to, caring for yourself, maybe your faith-based and things like that. You guys have the same fundamental standards. Your foundation is the same, right? And most likely it's going to be something along the lines of integrity, your ethics, and things like that. Those are your standards. The next thing is being equally yoked, which is a little bit different from standards, but it's something like how you both feel about money. You don't want someone who is like the dad on Everybody Hates Chris, and then this other person is just living it up. You don't want that. The relationship's not going to last. You guys have two different views of money. Same thing with faith. Some people say, well, I don't care, I'm Catholic and this person is Muslim. Okay, but if you're not, most people that say that and that are cool with that, it's because they're not really practicing it. They may go to mass or go to church or mosque or whichever religion that you are, what you call it, church, mosque, mass, things like that. You may go to these things but you don't do anything else related to that religion unless it's some big event. But if you are practicing that, it's not going to last. If you are someone who's a homebody and this person is a adventurer, they want to travel around the world and do everything, it's not going to last. Not to say that this person, likes those things, but I mean someone who is, they're they're on the different extremes, right? So one person, they really don't want to go anywhere. They really don't like to do anything. They like to stay within their zip code. And then you have someone else who's like, no, I have to get out. I have to travel. I have to use my passport. I have to do this. I have to do that. It's not going to work. But you guys are getting with people who are nothing like you in these ways. They don't view money the same. They don't view family. They don't want, so they don't want children. They don't believe in marriage, but you do. Y'all don't have the same beliefs. And this is beliefs or faith. So you could believe the same thing, maybe the same political views. Y'all don't have that. The same view on life, the same perspective. But that booty sure does look good, but you'll be with that. Be a man of self-respect. Be a woman of self-respect. Respect yourself enough to say, the only person that gets to, be in my life, the only person I'll take the time to entertain is people who's worth my time. Because otherwise, a woman is going to look at you as you're thirsty, you a simp. Because men of means, and when I say means, that means they can financially take care of themselves. I'm not saying you have to be a six-figure, but financially, you're good. You don't need a woman to take care of you. You don't need your mama, your girlfriend, your sister, nobody. You're good all by yourself. You can handle yourself. So financially, you can support yourself. You know where to go to get things. You understand resources. You're confident in yourself. You're not going to take any woman. You're not. You're going to take women who are worth your time. You're not going to put your seed in anything. You're not going to do all those things because the woman that comes in your life, she's worth it. She's worth having your children. And women, the same thing. Sometimes you give too much access. You give too much away, and then you're wondering why he's gone. But you didn't even bother to know his last name. You didn't bother to see what he wanted. You didn't even bother to see if your views were the same. So again, it doesn't matter how many times they fooled you. The shame is going to be on you. It doesn't matter if the shame is on them as well, but it's also on you. Oh my gosh, it's the mosquito. I hate mosquitoes because I get bit so badly. But the shame is always gonna be on you because you have the ability of who you entertain. All right. So again, if I'm looking on both cameras, it's because I have two different cameras. So if you don't understand that, that the person not only has to look good, but they have to follow along with the standards and the things you have for your life, then you won't know. You're going to keep entertaining people who are not worth your time. And then you're going to be like, oh, dating is overrated. Women ain't ish. Men ain't ish, because you're dating the wrong people. There are people who are actually taking the time to dating people who's worth their time. It's like a job. If you keep getting job after job that seems like dead end, is it always the job's fault? Or is it your fault? Is it your fault? Maybe you don't have and I'm saying always, not to say this, you will never have a job that you don't like, but I'm saying if you end up getting a job in these jobs that you keep getting, they're always dead end. The question is, why can't you get a better job? Is it your degree? Is it your attitude that the jobs you do get, you get, fired or something, or you only have the qualifications for a certain job? Well, I'll say this. A lot of people aren't fitting the qualifications for the high caliber men or women they say they want. I'm going to say it just like that. A lot of y'all aren't fitting the qualifications. And it's sad to say women they're good with fitting the qualifications for an actual job. But when a man wants you to get on his program, and I'm talking about a good man, you don't want to do it. You don't want to get on his program. And it's obviously clear that there's some men, which I would say grown boys, that don't want to, elevate and get with the woman that is of high caliber, because they so busy looking at the booty for the girls that they want to later on say, these chicks ain't loyal. Of course, they're not loyal. You knew that when you slept with them, but you wasn't thinking with this head. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, the booty sure does look good. Yes. And let's see. Put this up here. It's hard, Green Lantern 81. It's hard to do what we know in our head, and our heart is right. Yes, yes. And thank you for listening in, Green Lantern. Let me tell you, I did a video on not even listening to, because I know I said you're not thinking with your head, and men are more logical, but I really truly believe that people should listen to their intuition. I tell people intuition is a form of listening to your brain, because it pulls in from the brain, right? Because listening to your heart, you're full of emotions, you got so much going on, you don't want to listen to your heart. You definitely don't want to strictly listen to your mind, because if your mind is corrupt, who you're listening to, if day in and day out you're listening to bickering, disagreeable women who hate men, women who can't get a man, women who trifling, Women who ain't loyal. If you listen to these women, and if you're a man and you're listening to men who are bitter and angry and want to be MGTOW and just so over the top red pill, they so red pill that they don't even want to have anything to do with women. You're listening to men who he talking like he can get women, but I be looking like you can't get a woman if you wanted to. And y'all are listening to these people. What's in your mind? Your mind is not there because all the stuff that's in your head. So you're going to have to get your mind right, get your heart right, get the best version of yourself. But until then, listen to that intuition, because that intuition is going to tell you the things that you need to know. So again, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you and me. Because again, I talk about crossroads. When someone does, you list out all your values, all your standards, all the things that you want to be synced in with this person. And when they're doing things that is going to go against that, that's when you need to hit the crossroads. But some of you all don't get to the point where you say, I'm going to address this situation and we're either going to fix it or end the relationship. You just keep having the same issue over and over and over. So yes, it makes you the fool, because you're having the same situation over and over and over again. So I say, because if women start closing their legs and leveling up as far as their mindset, their perspective on the world, and looking at, having more accountability and stop looking at everything as a man's problem or their problem and this problem, and stop playing Victimville mind games and things like that. But get to the point of saying, I'm accountable for my actions. I am in control of who I entertain, and get with the and get with the idea that dating isn't just something you do. There is a goal to it. When you start to come with that mind frame, dating will be different for you. It will. And then when men get to the point of saying, I won't entertain anyone who's not on my program, and making sure that the program that you have is, when Kendrick Davis, when will I be back on African Diaspora Channel? I have some videos I need to put out, and I will do that. I've been so busy, but I will be putting out 2 videos soon. So as soon as they post those, or I do them and then they post them, you'll see me on there. But it wasn't on African Diaspora. It was on his entertainment channel, The Philip Scott Show. So you'll see me on there. I think something uploaded that I did about 2 weeks ago. So you'll see me on there. But yes, I had a commercial that was on African Diaspora Channel. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching my content and for watching African Diaspora and The Philip Scott Show, Kendrick. And that was on Instagram if you're on YouTube and Facebook, and you can see. But I truly believe that if men say, you know what, I won't even take the time to entertain women who are not going to get on my program. Of course, assuming you're a guy who leads, because grown boys, it won't matter, because they're on their own thing. They're part of the whole modern mantra as well, where they're thinking this whole 50-50 and I'm just going to let women do everything, and I'm just going to be a simp or a beta male. We're talking about men who are providers, leaders. They know how to lead in love. Everything they say and do is within love. They elevate. They aspire for greatness. So these aren't mediocre men. They want something out of life. They are dedicated, and they're serving their community by fulfilling their purpose. They believe in family and children and legacy and things like that. They're careful of the women who are entering their lives. So if you're that type of man, the woman needs to get on your program or you don't entertain her. And if all men took the time to do this, if every man just got on board, like this whole Million Man March thing, if every man got on board, I promise you, women will have no choice but to get on the man's program. If not, they're just going to be by themselves. And most women don't want to do that. And a lot of women are fighting for these high caliber men, but these are the men who actually are doing exactly what I'm saying. They have a program and you on it or you not. Even though I don't even agree with Michael Blackson, he had a program. Now I think it's whoever gets with the program that he had has low standards, but he had a program. It's the point that I'm trying to make. So men of higher caliber, men of higher earning, and you know what? Scratch that. Michael Blackson is not high caliber. He's just a high earner. So I won't even put him in the same category as that, because a lot of people are confusing high earning with high value. And that's not the same, because I do believe high value or high caliber are men of substance, of good character. They do have access to, networking and resources, and they do have maybe a little bit more financial assets. Not necessarily you have to be a six-figure, but they are someone who has the availability to reach certain resources based on that. And then let me see. Give me a second. Is going down. Part of the commercial is hilarious. Yeah. So, that on that particular part of the is going down, that was a portion of how to create intimacy in your relationship. So that's what that part was about that. So y'all can watch that, little short that I did on ways to create intimacy. And that's when I did the part about is going down. If you watch the beginning of the commercial that I did. But again, getting back to the point, because I don't want to ramble. Again, the thing that I have for the title is fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you and me. Because again, I believe that you are being fooled and you are the fool if you allow things to continue. So again, a man who is of high caliber, that means he's a man of substance. He has a program, and the person that's going to be in his life is going to get on that program. All right. And a woman who is of substance and good character, and she's feminine and she's doing her thing, she's going to attract the right guys. You're going to, because there are going to be some men that's not going to want to come to you because they know they're not coming correct. They know that. There are going to be some men that won't approach you because he doesn't think that he can get with you. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some men that agree that, okay, there's some women I'm not going to approach until I can get my game up, my whatever it is he's trying to get up before he approaches you. You want to be that woman where just not any old thing coming up to you. And I want you to be a no nonsense kind of man and woman. Not rude, not disrespectful, but you know what you want. And the person that comes to you is going to know that you have a program. And if they can't get with it, they're going to leave on their own. They're not going to be like this mosquito that was bothering me, keep buzzing around. No, they're going to go scram. A lot of times people, they love singing that TLC song, I Don't Want No Scrubs. And most of the time, they themselves are the scrubs. They just don't think that they are. Women can be scrubs too, not just men. But a lot of times people saying that they don't want scrubs, they don't want this, they don't want that, but they're the one who are attracting it. It's them. It's their personality, their attitude. They think they're so much better, but they're not. A lot of times people are so arrogant, so entitled that they think that they are the bomb. They think that they are all that in a bag of chips. And they're none of that. It's like, it's like watching one of those TV shows where the person think they can sing, but they really can't, until someone records their voice and they're like, who is that? That's you. You're that voice. You're that voice that's singing that cannot sing. That's you. And a lot of times you have been so blinded because someone has lied to you. They have fooled you to think that you all that. When my brother and my sister, you're not. You are not all that. But I want to help you get there. I want to help you get there by having accountability and trying to be the best version of yourself. But so many people don't want to do that. They want to point the blame. There are people that will look at this video and say, but what about them? No one wants to be the problem. But when I realized there's some things that I could have done in my relationship, I did it. Things that can make me better. So many people think that there's no need for improvement. They are already great as they are. Be that as it may, there's always to improve, always to be better. Better in your attitude, better in your vibe, better in listening, better in not interrupting, better in how you handle things, better in criticism, because a lot of people don't take criticism well. I have thick skin. I have learned to have thick skin. I have learned to let things roll off, not to take it personal, and realize at the end of the day, I want to be better. And I can't be better when I'm so busy trying to pick at everything that someone says. So again, don't be foolish. Be smart. And the only way to do that is being the best version of yourself, realizing where you've gone wrong, where your decision making went wrong with who you entertained in your life. And when I say entertain, it doesn't even have to be romantic. Well, who are the friends you're keeping? Who the relationships that you're having, the people you're talking to, even if you haven't really got exclusive, who are you letting in your bed, in between your legs, in your home, around your children? Who are you talking to on the job? What kind of jobs you do take? What kind of activities you do? And who you are listening to? Who are you listening to on social media, on television, on Netflix, on Hulu? Who are you listening to? What kind of music are you listening to? If you're listening to sex music all day, that's all you're going to think about. Are you listening to audiobooks? Are you taking the time to learn? Are you taking the time to want to be better, to grow as a person? Because if you're not, you're going to keep getting ambushed by the same types of behaviors because you're not looking to see where you went wrong and how you can be better. All right. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me. If you guys don't have any questions, if you have some questions or want to say something, pop up, listen. Let me see. Yeah, if you don't have any questions, all well and good with that. But I want to make sure that you're taking the time to learn something. You can go to my YouTube channel. If you are on Instagram, look at some videos that I have. I have a lot of videos where I'm trying to help people grow. I really am. And I'm speaking from experience. You learn a lot by being married for 12 years. You learn a lot by being in a relationship, period. But I'm telling you what I know. This isn't just textbook. I'm telling you real life experiences. These are things that I learned through observation, through coaching other people as well. By the way, if you want coaching, you are able to go to my website, mrsdanielledevita.com. And you can get free, you can get free coaching on my lives here. But if you want, you can get coaching for $50 for one-on-one. Then I have couples coaching. I have group coaching. So you can do all of those things. Let's see. So mrsdanielledevita.com. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go because I do not want to keep rambling. But Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 is when I do my live. So even when I'm out of town, I would take the time to do some lives for you all. So I do appreciate you all joining in. Just keep in. And hello, how are you doing, Miss Nina Mosley? So I do want to let you all know, again, don't let the joke be on you. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you and me. Because again, if you're getting fooled too many times, you're not addressing things, you're not doing crossroads, and you're not making sure you only keep entertaining people who are up to your standards. And you guys are synced and equally yoked. All right, take care. Bye-bye. Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the value. When to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive, thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter. If you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making, now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't. We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should. My name is Tania DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit MrsDanielleDeVita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today.